Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I got a mega movie review for you, and usually for those I use the webcam. I was gonna have more movies, but my Roku kept screwing up. It's like, or the channels, the free channels, like FilmRise. You don't watch one or two things from there, and they have like they go out for commercial breaks. They play some movie, and they have and then one of the commercials will screw up and slow down and reset the Roku again. And then you go back to the channel, press it, and they'll have the commercials again, and it'll do the same thing. It did like 3 or 4 times in a row, and I said, heck with this. So I would have one or two more movies if it wasn't for that. I wanted to talk about the weather a little bit. Friday, it snowed pretty bad. It was snowing pretty bad throughout the morning and stuff, and it's somewhere in the afternoon, and then pretty much stopped and it started warming up in the 50s. And today was in like the late 50s, so that was cool. And most of the snow's melting. I have an upcoming review tonight on something at the 11:30. The review that's going to be posted 11:30. I think there's you can hear roof snow coming off the roof. It freaked Maggie out again. And along with that, what else was there? Tonight is 7 o'clock, 7:03 right now, and at 8 o'clock. Well, right now they're going to have the live Grease. I didn't want to see that on Fox. Usually I watch the cartoons if not a wrestling pay-per-view. Like last week I watched wrestling pay-per-view. At 8 o'clock you have American Ninja Warrior USA versus World. I'm going to watch that. No sense reviewing it because it's like they're going. I don't want to give away who won, and then that gets a 10 out of 10 because the show's awesome. So here are the movie reviews. The first one is Toxic Crusaders, the movie. And basically when I was in Fort Bragg, they started showing like some cheaper knockoffs of some TV shows. They had the Beetlejuice cartoon, which I never really watched that one. I watched a little bit. They had a Police Academy cartoon, which was off and on. And the Police Academy cartoon was real late, early in the morning, like 6:30, because I'd get up. I'd barely have time to watch that because I had to go for PT in Fort Bragg. And then occasionally they'd have Toxic Crusaders, and that was cartoon I was really interested in, and I only saw it once or twice when I was in Fort Bragg because it was on like at weird times. And that was the show based on the R-rated Toxic Avenger movies from Troma. And if you remember, the very first original Toxic Avenger came out in '84, and then they had like the second one came out in '87 or '88, and that was Warner Brothers actually released that on their video. And then it became like a third one that came out a little later. Well, in between that, they had a cartoon show, and and this is a movie review of it. And they had like a bunch of line of toys and stuff like that, which and that's when Troma must have been really big on that. Because they usually keep it low budget, try to make movies around 1.5 million or around 2 million. They're trying to go more above that, and whenever I got out of Fort Bragg, out of the Army, I remember I bought some candies from the A+, and it was Toxic Crusaders candy. There was 4 of them, and they had like each one had the head of one of the characters on there, and they had candy inside. And I kept all the things. I don't have them anymore, but I found a photo of it. I want to show you what they look like before I do my review. Yeah, I'm back. That's what they look like. Now I have to edit because I put that photo in there. But I was curious to show you because I don't have those anymore. I don't know what happened to them. I had them for a couple of years, but they're gone now. I got thrown away or something. But they were cool. But this movie is basically the first 4 episodes tied together. Because I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a real movie, and then someone said that it's just the four episodes. And I remember because the second episode, it's edited out into one like 74-minute show or 76-minute show. And one of them was one of the episodes I remember seeing. Where that girl said that, Toxie, when you go out there, you got to have a battle cry. Like, it's clobbering time or something like that. And his battle cry was, I hope I don't get hurt. They had a lot of silly humor like that, which I really appreciate in the movie. Well, anyways, the movie revolves around. They show how Toxic became Toxic, if you remember the Toxic Avenger. But he has to be called Toxic Crusader in this. In this one, the girl's not blind. She just has bad vision. She needs her glasses and stuff, but she's not blind like she is in the movies. And they have like these other, because it was mainly for kids, even though it's a TV, wide TV PG, type thing. And basically, there's other characters that become mutants, because of toxic waste. And there's this one bad guy named Dr. Killomoff, and they have a couple of his henchmen, and they're trying to pollute Tromaville so he can take over. And it's very entertaining. Some of the characters are pretty neat. One of them is a dog that got mixed with a human. They called him Junkyard. So they kind of ripped off WWE or WWF at the time, because they had Junkyard Dog, and he was still wrestling at the time when I saw this. And basically, it's all 4 episodes. It's very entertaining, silly humor, and I enjoyed it. And it was on Film Rise before they started screwing up with the second movie I was gonna see, and I ended up giving up on it after like going through all that crap. But I give Toxic Crusaders probably a 9 out of 10. Even though the animation is not the greatest, but it's very entertaining, and the humor is very silly. So if you get a chance, that's one you can see with your kids. It's PG rated, so it's not like your traditional Troma with lots of swearing and violence and nudity and stuff like that. There's none of this in there. There's a little bit of cartoon violence, but about it. And 2 famous people do voices of Michael J. Pollard, because I saw that one guy sound familiar, and it was Michael J. Pollard did the voice of him, and then Chuck McCann, who does voices of a lot of different people back then, did a voice too. And 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 for Toxic Crusaders, the movie. The next one is Rat Race. Now, Rat Race is a movie that was highly advertised back when it first came out, and I didn't think that the advertising looked good whatsoever, so I said, I don't want to see this. My dad didn't either. And it was a take on the It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, one of my favorite movies as a kid. And I think it's the 4th telling of that, because it's really tough doing these movies, because it has to have a real kinetic sense of humor and pacing and stuff like that. The other movies I saw, because I saw the other ones, if there was another one that was made like this, let me know. But after that, I remember in like 79 seeing Scavenger Hunt in the movie theater in Cinema World, which I love. Scavenger Hunt. Scavenger Hunt was awesome. I haven't been able to see that since. It's a kind of movie that's kind of hard to find. Then in the 80s, there was a movie called $1 Million Mystery, which had a tie-in contest. You can win $1 million or something like that. I only played for a week or two, and it's okay. I remember it like came and gone. It came and went real quick. It's probably one of the only movies that Rich Hall was in, which is a shame, because Rich Hall is a real talent. And then when I was in Germany, I ended up renting it and making a copy, so I saw it a couple times. And that movie's okay. Well, finally I decided to see it. I saw it was on Tubi TV last week, so I decided to see it, was it Thursday? Friday night. And it wasn't that funny. I remember Roger Ebert reviewed it, and he said that the biggest part of the movie is not that funny, but he admired its kinetic tone to keep it constantly moving. And it's not that funny for the longest time, but then about halfway through it started to win me over, because it had darker humor in it, and then eventually it grows on you somewhat. So I give that amount 6.5 out of 10 for Rat Race. It's alright. You might enjoy it. I mean, some of the dark humor got kind of funny, so I like that. After that was Corman's World. Now, Corman's World was also on Tubi TV, and it's not on Netflix, and it's a documentary about Roger Corman. It's weird, because I started watching it a long time ago, and I forgot. I just clicked because I had to do something else. I forgot all about it. And I finally finished watching it. I watched it from beginning to end, and it talked about his career up until he got nominated for a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Academy Awards. However, I'm surprised they didn't mention Frankenstein Unbound, because when I was in Fort Bragg, they made a big deal about that. 20th Century Fox was going to be releasing the Roger Corman movie. Roger Corman presents Frankenstein Unbound. I wanted to see it at the Military Theater, but it never played there. I ended up renting it. I tried first video, and then I loved the movie. It was really good. I'm just surprised they didn't mention that. But they mentioned a whole bunch of else, including like the movie about that William Shatner was in, The Intruder. About he was a white supremacist, and it was about segregation in the schools. And that was the only movie that they never made money on. But it was I remember seeing that back in '93 or '92 or '93. My dad said he saw it on it was on Encore, and that was a really good movie. Uh, and it's about promoting segregation in the schools. It's not against it; it's about it. And it was supposed to be like a social commentary, but it never made any money. And he had to make it independently with his brother because American International wouldn't touch it. And that was a great. Corman's World is a great documentary, and they interview a bunch of famous people, including Jack Nicholson. And that gets a full-on 10 out of 10. If you get a chance to see it on Tubi TV, that's probably the best out of the four I'm going to review. Even though Toxic Crusaders is real close, but Corman's World is the best one. And then last but not least is High School High. Now, I saw this a long time ago, and I'm a big John Lovitz fan, and I saw it was on, it wasn't on Tubi TV, it was on Crackle. And I thought I'd give it a second chance, because I remember seeing it on cable a long time ago. And I remember Cisco, I don't know if Cisco and Ebert reviewed it, and they said that John Lovitz is not a big enough star to star in his own movie, which I disagree. I think he's funny. And I decided to watch it again because I am a big John Lovitz fan. I love The Critic, and I always thought he was funny on Saturday Night Live and some of his other things. It's funny off and on, but they don't like John Lovitz be John Lovitz completely in it. I mean, it's only moderately funny, but it's enough to keep the film going. But I give that very mild 7 out of 10 for High School High. So there you have it for the four movies. Toxic Crusaders, the movie, which would be the one that I got a little thumbnail for. Rat Race, Corman's World, and High School High. Now, I got to edit this together, and I'm going to, get a bath, get a shower, and then get ready for work tomorrow. I don't look forward to it. It's going to be raining tomorrow, so it'll probably be in the late high 30s, mid 40s. I don't know if it's getting the 50s again, but it was real nice after Friday's snow, the weather was, So 8 o'clock, you're going to have us versus the U.S. versus the world. So I'm definitely going to check that out. And I'll probably go to bed, watch the news, probably go to bed at 11:30. And I got a review coming at 11:30, and you can hear it on the review of the snow coming off the roof. So there you have it. And until next time, everybody, please take care of my Legion. I hope you like this very long-winded movie review. All right, take care, everyone.